and I am here to do my review of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 13, Unanswered Questions. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. To all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Let me tell you something. Every last one of these mofos are crazy as hell. There, I said it, I meant it, and that settled it. These mofos are crazy as I don't know what. Um, we're going to just start from the tippity top because I don't have a whole lot of time. And then we're going to work our way down to the bottom. Let me tell you something. When the devil wears red, with the devil in red, came walking up in that room with Dr. Pepper, I was like, bitch, please. Boo, you ain't nothing but lady sings the blues up in this mofo. I could not believe that Paige chose a red jumpsuit and a busted ass wig, swirled to the side. Paige, come on, step your game up. This is that Chris is talking about. Now, y'all know I don't really, I don't mess with Chris and all that kind of stuff. And I know that everybody feel like I be hard on Paige. But when you coming up in the room and you got a red jumpsuit on and you looking a hot mess like that, come on, Paige, step your pussy game up, boo. You just won't cute on this one. You just mission not accomplished, I'm afraid. I just was like, Paige, stop it with the bull crap, right? So anyway, I know y'all thought that I was talking about it, but I just was, ranting. So the first couple that I really want to talk about is Brianna and what is his daggone name? But his name I always draw a blank when I'm talking about this mofo. But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Brianna's husband, right? This was the episode for them to sit down and talk with Dr. Pepper and Professor Cal or Dr. Cal or whatever, in order to get some questions answered as it relates to their relationship and all that before they get to decision day. Now, in the past episodes, when they got to this particular point in their marriages, they would give them an opportunity to say, they want to end it now or they want to end it later on. But I guess that they said that that was a little taboo because they felt like, they probably feel like all the couples will walk away from this bull. So anyway, this girl and her husband, why am I drawing a blank with his name when I know his cotton freaking name? Um, they on two different pages as it relates to finances. The two of them sat down and was going through their finances, and they just on two different pages. And I think that that is one of the fears of getting married at a later age. You have already established your life, or at least you should have already established your life. You know what you want to spend your money on, what you don't want to spend your money on. And because of that, you get settled. And so when you are coming into a relationship where the two of, thank you so much for the super chat, where the two of you are trying to merge your lives together, you may be living a lifestyle that is just a little bit more pampered than the other, right? So for Brianna, I felt like I was on Dee Dee's page today. Shout out to Dee Dee. I was on his page today and they were talking about this. And I feel like I could closely relate to her as it related to finances. We all, when you get to be a certain age, you start doing you. You're not sitting around waiting on anybody to do you. You do yourself. And so, a lot of women develop hair budgets, pampering budgets, pedicures, manicures, waxing, all that kind of stuff. You develop that stuff because you're doing it for yourself, and that is something that is a lifestyle now that you have become accustomed to living. And so now she's living with this mofo who is, waited until a later time to start a business, And so now he on the saving side of the globe, right? And so while you running and you chasing your dream and your hustle and all of that kind of stuff, you came into the marriage with this boy. Okay, now, now you're not gonna drag me down that road. Now there is what you call marital property, right? Marital assets and stuff. That stuff you get together. But whatever debt or savings that he is trying to manage, boo, that's on you. I ain't coming here with that bullshit. Okay, you did. So don't be sitting up here trying to, rain on my parade or stop my hustle. You know what I'm saying? I still want to go out and I want to eat. This is what I have in the budget. So I don't know if she makes more money than him or what it is, but when you as a woman or as a man, you learn how to pamper yourself, and you ain't gonna let nobody stop that. And so on that aspect, I closely related to her because whomever I decide to marry, or you know what I'm saying, we prenupping it, boo. Like, aunties coming in here with some assets, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you an ass or a set, and I don't know if you set in your way with your ass, or I don't know. And I don't give a damn about it, okay? We'll have our marital assets, but bitch, you signing a prenup when we, it is what it is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I have a child that I need to leave my too, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna come up in here and stop nothing. I think that, he was getting very agitated with her. I think he's second guessing some of the stuff with her because I think that he's a controlling mother. All right. And I think that he wants to control her. On the other hand, this bull with her trying to wake him up early in the morning when he don't have to be up. Now that's some selfish bullshit right there. You understand what I'm saying? Boo, I'm trying to tell you I'm asleep. And nuck if you buck. Nuck if you wake me up out my tuck. You understand what I'm saying, bitch? Don't come in here and try to, regulate my sleep pattern. I told you I'm tired. Then your solution to it is for me to go to bed earlier. Bitch, fuck you. I'm going to bed when I want to. I'm grown as hell. I'm up looking at TV, doing what I do with the woo woo boo. He's an entrepreneur, so he putting in some hours and stuff like that. I mean, don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. If you want me to, give you a little lullaby, you know what I'm saying, with that third leg, then you go to bed earlier, bitch. But, I'm going to go ahead on and do what I'm doing, and I'm going to get up when I need to get up. I thought that was very, very selfish of her. I think that she is not as poised and perfect as she tries to let on. Because even when she was talking about high blood pressure and being pregnant, a lot of us women know that. I had toxemia when I was pregnant with my daughter. And as a result of that, I'm supposed to be, taking blood pressure medicine, but over these years, I've learned how to manage it and stuff like that. When it get out of control, I take it. But it does cause a lot of damage to your body when you have high blood pressure, especially as a result of a pregnancy. Toxemia is very dangerous to women. And of course, my daughter was premature by date and by weight because my pressure was so high that it was, almost getting to a point where it was a decision between her life and my life. And of course, the both of us live. Thank you, God. But I do understand her anxieties about it. I think that she, really should have been more upfront with him about, what it was that what it was and what it is, about the high blood pressure, and maybe they should sit down and look at books and stuff like that, and she should really educate herself. Educating yourself will take a lot of the fear that she has away, right? When you read and you see that other people were successful in being pregnant, right? So now I did not have high blood pressure prior to my pregnancy. I had high blood pressure as a result of my pregnancy, right? So I do understand that. As far as he is concerned about his business and stuff, like I said, young, take care of you. Do you right, but don't do that. I really think that he really is a really controlling person, and I hate that about him. I think that Everything else about him is fine. He's not a compromiser, and I don't believe that he knows how to communicate well. And when he learns how to communicate well, and she's stopping with this Mickey Mouse ass voice that she's projecting, and really strips down and becomes naked and vulnerable before him, I think that she will be able to teach him how to communicate with her. You can see that every time that she has to approach this mofo, that she's afraid, like she holding her breath, right? Because once a mofo flick out on you like that, bitch, you gonna be holding your breath. And so when she says something, it's like, you know what I'm saying? She don't know whether or not she gonna get the right hand of fellowship from his ass. And so, but this couple, they need to get past the bull crap and all the superficial, high level stuff, and they really need to dig deep down inside. I think that they are infatuated with each other. They say they love each other, but I don't know if it's love or whether or not it's infatuation, right? Thank you so much for the super chat. The next couple I want to talk about is Virginia and Eric. Like, Virginia is straight up drinking every time you see her ass. Boo, it ain't no need for you to try to hide no cup, hide no glass, or nothing like that. Most of the decisions, in my opinion, that Virginia is making is over a bottle of wine, bitch, or a beer, or some Jack, or some Henny. I don't know if it's Smirnoff. Damn it, it's all the brands. I mean, it's Ciroc, it's some more stuff, okay? They need, when her segment come on, they need to say this segment right here of Married at First Sight is bitch sponsored by Ciroc. Like when you see Versus. They need to just have a Ciroc ad just going down at the bottom pane, just Ciroc down here at the bottom for this bitch, because every time you see her, she is drinking something every time. And you know what? And the truth of the matter is, he just sick of her ass just drinking all the time. And the thing, and he ain't perfect because he's a controlling mofo too, right? He want to be her daddy. But young, I'm telling you, that little ad just going down at the bottom of the page, just say, this is sponsored by Ciroc. The one that irritating. That's how her ass is as far as he is concerned. The dog issue and everything, of course, the men went and talked to Dr. Cal, and the women went and talk to Dr. Pepper, which I thought it should have been the reverse. Because I think that a man can sometimes give better advice to a woman, and a woman can give better advice to a man. I mean, sometimes, okay? But anyway, they did it the way they did it, and I ain't in control of nothing but my mouth in this channel. So anyway, he went and talked to Dr. Cal, and he was talking to Dr. Cal about the friendship thing, right? And my whole thing is he needs to get over that. And he needs to get over that. It's almost like a teenage child. The more you tell them not to do it, the more they are. If he comes in with a whole different approach, he probably would be able to get what he wanted out of her. And maybe he needs to catch a life and get a life and catch a crowd, because this bitch needs to catch a crowd real fast, right? I think he doesn't have anything other than his career. That's all he talks about is his career and his ex-wife. And he just, wants her to be his everything. But no one person can be your everything, Eric, like for real. Now she's sneaking out, and going to the bathroom and probably taking a couple of bottles to the head with her girlfriends and stuff like that. All of that is inappropriate. But the way that the way that he is handling everything is just wrong. He talked about the dog and the dog not being trained and all of that kind of stuff, right? And Dr. Pepper was like, that ain't none of your business, young. You ain't got nothing to do with that. Back up off her dog. Leave that situation alone. Now, Dr. Cal told him how to approach the situation with Virginia, right? And tell Virginia, if you're going to be hanging out and stuff like that, I would like for us to set aside some time, maybe one weekend out the month where it's just me and you. He goes back to the house and fucks it up. He tells her, he starts off with that. And when she was like, all right, then, let's make sure we put it on the calendar and everything. And he was like, I may want you to, just cancel your. See, this not what Dr. Cal told you to do, young. Why you gotta fuck it up? You know why? Because he wants to be in control of everything. He wants to be in control of Virginia. And Virginia doesn't want to be controlled. She wants to be a wild animal, just running the street with her friends, sleeping on mofos' couches. Now, this isn't even appropriate for Virginia to do. Virginia just was not ready for this. Virginia wants the marriage, because this is the thing, I guess, for her generation or a woman her age to be doing. But she really does not want this relationship, and she's not ready for it in any area of her life, in my opinion. She doesn't want to live in his family home, where he previously lived and stuff like that. She told her sister as much, right? Because this is not what she want to do. But when the sister was sitting there with her, the sister was looking like, blink twice if you really in danger, like straight up blink twice. Blink, is that how many blinks, bitch? The sister's like, okay, stranger danger using trouble. The sister is able to read her body language and see that there's absolutely something wrong with Virginia, right? This relationship is not serving her well. And she just seems to just be a little trapped. Both of them, they tripping and everything. I don't particularly care about this couple at all. Now, when we talk about Haley and Jacob, I don't give a damn what nobody say. Jacob was looking fine as age wine with that beard and stuff. Jacob came up in that bitch with that suit on, and I was like, bitch, who is this? Who the fuck is? Did they change? I mean, did they change characters? Man, says that. Jacob was looking a whole lot good. Haley is the one that's now looking all fucked up. Okay, she looking like she's just a tragedy walking. And I'm just saying, because you being so nasty and ornery. See, she wants to change Jacob. When Dr. Pepper said that to her, she said, I've seen Jacob make all these changes for you, but I ain't seen you make none for Jacob. And you know what? They just brushed over that and they ain't really talk about that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Jacob was looking fine as I don't know what. Now I know you may disagree or whatever, but he took with the little fashion stuff that she got, and he took that up a whole nother notch. I mean, this mofo was looking dateable than a mother. Y'all know Jacob was looking good with day hair on his damn face. He was looking dateable than a mother. You get something to drink. Mmm. Ooh, that's how he was, honey. Just a sip. Just a sip of do you, auntie? You ain't got to guzzle it down like that. Jacob was looking like a nice cold. Oh, okay, but anyway, auntie, move on. So, Jacob is like, I don't think she really liked me. I don't think she messed with me. I don't think she cares anything about me. I don't think she wants to be attracted to me. I don't think, I want to know, my unanswered question is, why the fuck don't you want to, have sex anymore? And you know what? That's a valid question. And she hasn't answered that. She's danced around it, but she ain't really answered the question truthfully and honestly like she really should, like a real woman would. She hasn't really answered it like that. So Jacob is like, she don't really mess with me like that. And, and then when she was talking to Dr. Pepper and talking about expectations and how her parents and everybody had all these expectations on her, that's when she, let us all know that she's projecting. She's projecting all of that onto Jacob. I really believe that after this is over, she's going to regret not working with Jacob. I think that what Jacob was doing, with the 80s and the 70s bullshit, okay, was just his way of not being a nerd, you know what I'm saying, in school anymore. And, he just was like, I'm just going to live by my own rules. If I could go back and live them days, right, I would live those days like that. But when he got a woman, he was like, you know what, I'm willing to sacrifice and not do all this. I think that Jacob is done with the relationship. I think that, the producers the grip men, the counselors, the therapists, the people that run the cords for the cameras, the people that charge the cameras. I think all of them are trying to push him to stay in this relationship with her, but they're pushing her to stay in the relationship with him and vice versa. I think they need to back the fuck up and let Haley just go hit on the field. That's my opinion about the booth with her, because this girl does not care anything, and I think she's causing more damage to him than good, right? She's confused and a mofo. Talking about, I've never cried this much in my life. Bitch, you's lying, okay? You haven't been, that's why you haven't been in a relationship for 7 years, right? Because the other one, you cried, okay? Can't do it. Now we're gonna talk about, D Sucker, Clara, and Ryan. Why the hell is Clara sitting up there lying and talking about Ryan as a perfect 10? Bitch, his hair alone is a -5. Come the hell on. His hair by itself is a -5. So, bitch, you started off your evaluation and your calculation and your scale at a -5. Bitch, you starting off at a 5. So now let's rate this mother, okay? Now he ain't giving you nothing. He not. Yeah, so somebody flagging me. They mad. Why you mad? Why you gotta flag my channel? You ain't gotta flag my damn channel. I ain't messing with you. This girl knows daggone well that this man is about a 2. He's not giving her, he's not satisfying her, he's getting himself satisfied and all that bull crap. Like, this is a waste of her life. She sits down with Pastor Kyle and says, it's a 10, but I ain't getting none. Okay, and I don't think she ever thinks she gonna get her some. She's not getting her needs satisfied by him. She's saying that this is the best boyfriend or the best relationship she's ever been in with. So who has she been in relationship with? Rats? I mean, has she been in a relationship with pets? I mean, like what kind of relation? Even a pet will treat you better than that. What kind of men is Clara comparing this to be in Claire, St. Clair, bitch? What the? She doesn't know love if love bit her in the ass. And I'm telling you right now, I truly believe that Ryan is struggling with his sexuality. I believe that Ryan is one of them church boys who had to be a church boy because both of his parents are pastors. And I think that he is struggling with something about his sexuality. She went on to say that this mofo had been in relationships with multiple women and he never had sex with them. Now, I'm not saying you got to bang everybody. And I know that the church speaks about, being celibate and saving yourself and all that kind of stuff. Thank you for the super chat. But I'm telling you now, it's just absolutely something is wrong with him. I'm it's nothing wrong with him in the sense that you can love who you want to love. But the thing about it is, stay out of love and out of relationships until you find out and discover who you really are, Ryan. And that you're willing to come out and be that person, true and authentic. You got this girl, okay, all the do darn day, and you not satisfy her in any kind of way. Now, she sat up there and was like, it's really not a big deal, right, with Pastor Cal. But the night before, she was talking to her girlfriends about it. So evidently there is a problem with this, right? So I just don't understand why she won't be upfront. She's so afraid that he's going to leave. And then he says that he didn't think it was anything wrong with the relationship and he thought the joint was perfect. Bitch, what kind of fantasy? They must be just walking around the house like mummies because both of them are delusional as it relates to their cotton freaking relationship. Like, seriously, come on, get a life, catch a crowd. Like, damn. Like, damn. This- and I'm back, bitches. Okay. Why you mad? This is just a review. So anyway, the next couple that I want to talk about is Chris and Cotton freaking Page. Chris showed his tail. He just showed how ignorant he is. First of all, Paige comes in there with a red jumpsuit on and a wig that's just not doing it for her. Paige is completely not self-aware. Paige came up in that joint like I'm a straight hoe on the corner. Out. I got my straight hoe on the corner outfit on. And I'm riding. Paige. I don't know where she was coming from. But I just was like, Paige, the way you dress is so inappropriate. Only to say that you're trying to find yourself. Paige, if Chris decided any day of the week that he wanted to reconcile and put this relationship back together, Paige, you would be right there up in the bed with that man. Unfortunately, Paige, it's the truth, in my opinion. You wasn't done with this relationship until you just felt like you had too much dirt on the mat and that he would not even wash you. He made the decision to break this relationship up with all of the shenanigans that he has done. And now it's because you're the type of person that wanted to project Christianity so bad. It was so important for you to look like a Christian woman, right, on that show. And you look like everything but. Because one thing about Christian women, there's no stupidity there, boo. We know who we are and whose we are. So you can't come off with that fake mask of religion and think that you're going to ram it down our throat and make us accept it and chew it and digest it. It just ain't going to happen, boo. And so now you left holding the bag and Dr. Pepper is sitting up there calling the mofo a narcissist. And you know what? Maybe he does have the traits of a narcissist, but you were a narcissist wife. And you were happy being a narcissist wife until you felt like you could not win the competition. Let me tell you something, Paige. You are a dark-skinned, beautiful young woman, right? You got all these qualities. But if you don't believe it, can't nobody tell you. Can't nobody convince you, Paige, until you decide that this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to believe. Because, boo, I'm telling you right now, even to the fact where your family is not messing with you for real, and your family is basically done with your ass, it speaks volumes to the person that you are, Paige. Like, for real, straight up, sis, I'm being for real. And a man like Chris is going to always sniff around you because you're giving off that stench that I don't know who I am, I don't know whose I am, and I will accept anything in the name of Jesus. If you put Jesus behind it, or if I even see that you got a leather-bound book, bitch, it may not be a Bible, but if it look like one, hallelujah, glory to God, thank you, Jesus. Oh my God, that's my husband. You can see it from across the street, and that's what you're going to believe, boo. Because you ain't rooted and grounded in truth. Okay? You ain't rooted and grounded in the word. You are a cymbal that's just banging and clanging around and not making music, boo. You just a noise that people want to put their hands over their ears and not hear anymore. That's what you become to most of us. Because while we want to root for you and while we believe in strengthening and empowering women, a woman that doesn't want to be empowered cannot be empowered. I don't give a damn if you endow her from heaven. And that's what you have become to us. And while we want to, like I said, we want to root for your ass, Paige, we just can't do it. Because you're the type of young woman that you will call up, honey, and you be like, girl, we back together again, girl. Oh, my God. He said he was sorry. He said he was, he wanted me to forgive him. And so we made love all night, girl. And, we back together. That's my boo, girl. And then the next thing you know, you down calling your auntie on the phone and saying, meet me down at the bar on the corner, and you cussing and drinking all night. And I got to take you home and give you some coffee and some water because you've been puking all night. And so you moved out the apartment. Bye, Paige. Bye, Paige. Get some self-esteem. Pick some of that from the corner store. I think that's down aisle 15A, big. That's down aisle 15A. Pick some confidence up, and then while you down there, pick up your prescription. Okay, I'm sorry. Drop your prescription off from Dr. Pepper. Drop that prescription up. Get that filled by the pharmacist, because you need to take a whole lot of doses of self-confidence and self-esteem. Whole lot of it. And then we talk about ashy feet, ashy neck, ashy hair, big. Chris, you know what? It ain't even no need to insult you, because like Dr. Cal said, this ain't your best day. This ain't your best light. This ain't your best season. This ain't your best time. Under the sun, above the moon. A bitch like this ain't it. Thank you so much for the super chat. This not it. It's not your best moment. Because you gonna sit up there and have that man sitting and waiting 43 minutes extra. Okay, you were supposed to be there at 7. You got there at 7:43, and you still did not add lotion up. Just get the spray lotion, bitch. While you riding in the car, that stuff on the, okay? Just take care of that, boo. Handle that. That just shows that you probably more than likely ain't washing your ass every day. But you know what? That's besides the point. He says that, he tells Dr. Cal that the girl was straight ugly. That out of all the beautiful queens in Atlanta, that they gave him that. Dr. Cal was stunned. And he said, and I blame y'all for the marriage being fucked up because you brought me an ugly bitch. You know what it is, Chris? You don't want to look at yourself in the mirror. Because at the end of the day, you and Paige are about the same shade. And when you look at your nose, the joint is like spread all the way out, okay? On your cheeks like a highlight, like a blush, bitch, like a blush. Now, Paige may have that little twinkie kind of eye, like that eye look I could get stuck sometime, but bitch, so does yours. You are not the cat's meow. You're not the dog bark. You're just not, Chris. And the thing about it is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And like Dr. Cal says, you never gave it a chance, because as soon as you saw her dark melanated skin, you was turned off. Now, there's a debate, you know what I'm saying, on whether or not you're a colorist or not. And you know what? I ain't even going to go down that road because I got too long. I don't have that much time. I got to go pick up my child. But, Chris, I'm going to tell you right now, honey, it really wasn't your best moment. And when you sat there and said that you told Paige that she could have went with you and your baby mama, Porsche or Mercedes, or Toyota Ram, when you said that she could have went with you, or why didn't you invite her prior to you getting the car? If she legitimately could have went with you, then you would have invited her when you had the thought. Thank you so much for the super chat. You would have invited her as soon as you thought about getting her the car. But instead, all of this stuff is behind you. All of this stuff is, I told her she could have come. Because your goal as a narcissist is to make other people feel less than. Your goal as an inconsiderate your goal is to make her feel bad. And there's a part of Paige that wants to feel bad. There's a part of Paige that feels responsible for not feeling bad. There's a part of Paige that feels responsible and guilty for not being responsible and guilty for the stuff that happens in her life. Pathology. What has happened in her life? Chris sat up there, y'all, and I'm telling you, he was so disrespectful to Dr. Cal with the sarcasm and the way that he handled himself. And he's sitting up there looking like a piece of shit. Yeah, I said it. He's looking like nothing. He's representing nothing. Allegedly, he has failed businesses and everything because Karma knows your address, Chris, even if you're living in your car. Even if you're living in your car, Karma knows your address. It knows what corner, what avenue, what lane, what circle, and what drive your ass is sitting on. I don't even want to repeat the disgusting things that he said to Dr. Cal. But to sit up there and say that it was their responsibility because the girl was ugly, who would want to give you anybody more valuable? And the thing about it is, even though Paige thinks lower of herself, she's qualified, like like the doctor said. His goal was to set out to hurt her because he thought she was ugly. But here's the thing, though, Chris, that one thing that I know. Hurt people hurt people. And you mighty hurt. Dr. Cal said that, you've had 2 failed engagements and now you're married and that's failed. You need to check yourself. And that was never more truer. He absolutely needs to check himself. And he needs to get that together. But more importantly, so does Paige. And so while we don't want to, put the flashlight on her, we got to. Because a mofo like this wouldn't have had 2 hours to be in my presence. The moment that he showed his ass at that wedding in front of my friends and family, I would have never had anything to do with him. And she said, maybe she wanted it too bad. But Paige, here's what I want to leave out on because I got to go. But Paige, you kept talking over and 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 over that God had put this together, that this was the will of God. But yet when it fell apart, now all of a sudden, this one God's plan, pick and choose, baby. Pick and choose which one is the truth. Tell us what the real deal is. Because now you're saying that, God has something else for you, but I thought that it was him. And that's why you can't play with religion. That's why you can't take the word and not rightfully divide it, because you confuse motherfuckers, including yourself. And then you talk, and then it looks like it's a pure ignorance, and that people that believe the word and believe the scriptures are ignorant for believing them, because there's people like you who flip-flop back and forth off the word of truth. So what I suggest you do is you sit down with somebody else and you take your pen and your paper and you really start to study the scriptures about who you are, and you look at the mighty women of God, and who were in the Bible, who had successful marriages and did marriage the right way and weren't doormats and didn't accept anything. So anyway, y'all, this is the end of my review. I thank you all so much for being here tonight. I love you, members. You are just like bomb diggity, like for real. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. I knew I only had a certain time, so I could not read them, but I'm sure that my moderators have captured it, and I will make sure that I shout those out in another video. Again, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. Love y'all to pieces. And until next time, bye, y'all.